Hello, good morning. It's good to know you could join us again for another edition of This Morning. You're welcome. My name is Femi Akonde. Today we'll be talking about the trial of kidnapper Evans. Of course, Evans' full name is Chukwudumeme Onwamadike, popularly known as Evans, the notorious kidnapper. I have two gentlemen that will be discussing the topic with us. First is Mr. Richard Amua. He's a security expert and also the host of the radio show Security 247. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and then we'll have Barrister Olayinka Oladaniels joining us later on the show. But before we go on with our discussion, let's tee off with this report from our senior crimes correspondent, Ivy Kano, about the proceedings of the trial of Evans yesterday in the court.
The Ikeja division of the Lagos High Court venue of the hearing was secured by heavily armed security officers. Outside the court, a crowd gathered made up of eager journalists, judiciary workers and onlookers. Entry into Court 18, venue of the proceedings, was also tough, as everyone was fixed. It was a rather short affair as Evans and two other defendants pleaded guilty to the two-count charge of conspiracy to commit felony, kidnapping contrary to Section 411 and kidnapping contrary to Section 271 of Lagos State 2015.
What the court has done today is to adjourn the matter for trial of the 4 suspects that have pleaded not guilty, while the procedure for the 2 that have pleaded guilty is that the statement of facts will be laid before them, and if they affirm those statements of facts again, then the judge will adjourn for sentencing of those 2 that have pleaded guilty, while we go on with the trial of those that have pleaded not guilty.
Now, they were brought to court this morning. We were served the information, the charges this morning. That's the copy of the charge sheet this morning. We have not had the opportunity to confirm with our client whether we should even represent him. He could have made the plea of guilty out of ignorance. He could have made the plea of guilty out of duress. He could have made the plea of guilty after being brainwashed by the people you know.
There are more charges to come. Evan and his gang have just been arraigned just on one charge, one case file. The police has completed investigation on 10 case files.
Evans is being arraigned alongside Uche Amadi, Ogechi Izechukwu, Okechukwu Nwachukwu, Chilaka Ifeanyi, and one Victor Chukwunomso. Evans and Uche Amadi pleaded guilty to the first and second charge, while Okechukwu Nwachukwu pleaded guilty only to the first charge. The rest of them pleaded not guilty. The judge ordered that all the male defendants be remanded in Krikri maximum prison, while the female defendant, who pleaded not guilty to all the charges, be kept at the Krikri female prison. He adjourned the matter until October the 19th. Ivy.
Well, there you have it, the trial of kidnapper Evans. Now, Richard, look at what happened yesterday in court. The way the court's premises was heavily protected. What does this tell us about the caliber of this man, Evans? What kind of criminal would you say he is for us to see that heavy presence of security men in court? Because we see trials every day, but we don't see this kind of heavy presence of security flooding the court premises.
I think what really happened yesterday, taking it from what you just said, I think some few months back in Imo State, when a vampire was taken by his gangs from the court premises. It was very embarrassing. So looking at the kind of profile that Evans have gathered, Evans is a billionaire. He's not just a kidnapper. He's a billionaire kidnapper. So And don't forget again that he has so many gangs that are still out there.
That's correct.
You understand? So the police, the DSS, and they will not take chances at all. So yesterday, in fact, the whole place was blocked, and in fact, if I had to have a business around that area, I would not even go for security reasons. So I think, let's see how it goes, but it was good that it was really, really protected yesterday.
Okay, from his arrest now to the trial, I don't want to use the word, I don't know, I would use it advisedly now. It's like a celebrated case, a celebrated trial.
Yeah.
Are we not trying to, okay, and then some people have also tagged him billionaire kidnapper.
Yes.
And some other people are not comfortable with that peg, billionaire kidnapper.
Billionaire kidnapper because he kidnapped in billions, you understand? And again, when we say celebrated case, yeah, you remember J.O. Simpson?
Yeah.
It was in America, it was celebrated, and sometimes why that case is celebrated was because of the way and manner it was handled. Social media. Don't forget that social media now is uncontrolled media, you understand? It's a new media, and it was going viral. And again, police wanting to show that they were doing something, I think for the first time, went viral. And I do remember again, after police took him to Abuja for more questioning and other stuff, a lot of people again were saying that Evans have been released, Evans is going to be released, so many issues. So, but I think for me, as a security consultant, I always say, no, let's take media out of this kind of trial. Whether it's a corruption trial, whether it's a robbery trial, whatever it is, let's still protect them to a point so that people involved could not take, remember Nigerian borders are very porous. I will tell you now right now that Evans' gangs have gone to sleep right now. They would have gone away from the country or somewhere. But if when Evans was arrested and it was quietly, codedly, interrogated and codedly, that everything was coded, I'm very sure that more men would have been arrested because Evans' gang, for Evans to operate 2, 3, den, it means that he has a whole lot of people. People are cooking, people are transporting, people are securing the place. So a whole lot of personnel that he has or he had. So the point here is that we celebrated because of the kind of person. And again, don't forget that this kidnapping thing is something, for me, I've said it on my program, kidnapping is a big business in Nigeria. Unfortunately, we have government in the past and present who think that security should be treated with a glove.
Kid gloves.
So.
Okay, you said that he still has some of his members out there.
Yeah.
And that's very worrying and frightening for some people. Well, of course, the arrest of Evans hasn't stopped kidnapping. We still have reported cases of kidnapping here and there, but not in that level in which Evans was carrying out his own kidnapping. Now, should we really be worried? Like the arrest of Evans hasn't really deterred some other kidnappers from continuing in this crime.
Seriously, it's just like robbery. Robbery, the fact that you, the fact that you arrested a robber, armed robber, does not deter people from robbing. It's a daily occurrence, especially when we have police agency who is not really being helped. Kidnapping, since Evans have kidnapped, in fact, the day after Evans was arrested, we still heard about people being kidnapped. The only reason we've not heard about high-profile kidnapping is because no high-profile person have been kidnapped. We hear about former minister that was kidnapped in Kaduna or somewhere in the north, and so maybe people that have been picked now are just know people that the family will just get in there, sending some money and all that. So it goes on every single day. You see, the issue of kidnapping has gone beyond what I said, just police alone, and that has to do with people's participation. We need to get involved. Nigerians need to get involved to quell this. But again, I said it on this program, that there's no way IG, the Inspector General of Police alone, could be sending his team from state to state. Anti-kidnapping equipment is everywhere. Let's have police, let's have citizens have anti-kidnapping equipment in their body, in their place of work, and let's have police control room. In other climes, police sit down in their control room and monitor the entire city. So what stops us from monitoring our own cities. This morning, yesterday, the acting chairman of EFCC said that 409 billion naira has been discovered. If part of this money is put in security, I'm telling you, people come and do business here. You know, the point here is that a whole lot of people, either business organizations, individuals, schools, we run our own security. And I'm saying that we can only bring down kidnapping if government invests in anti-kidnapping equipment. I'm telling you, I run my own business. Kidnapping, security, is not exclusive of just public security. There are so many. I tell you, we have over 5 to 10 million private security men in every nook and cranny. They guard the streets, they guard companies. Is police working with them?
Okay, but you know what? When we have some of these cases in some states, we have to wait for the Inspector General's
exactly
special response team
it's not supposed to be
come
like
on
that.
ground to crack most of these
It's not to be like that. It's not to be like that.
But does this say anything about the capacity of the police to effectively police or secure lives and property in the country?
I'm saying, see, as we're talking right now, I might be wrong, I might be right. The UN specified that one policeman to 400 citizens.
That's in Nigeria?
No. That's
okay,
UN.
That's an ideal.
That's an ideal from UN, United Nations status quo. Yeah. But today we have close to 700 to 800 Nigerians being policed by one person, meaning that as of today we have less than 350,000 policemen and women. And don't forget, as I'm telling you, every bank, every club, nightclub, every organization, politicians, local government, name it, they all have policemen to themselves. So how many policemen are actually? You heard about this issue that is going on right now with IG and this senator.
Yeah.
And what's the senator saying? The senator is saying that so many oil companies, so many organizations are paying the police for giving them their personnel, which is true. Which is everywhere. But the point here is that those organizations, those oil companies, those individuals, those clubs, those banks, they need police protections. And that's always saying that in a normal country, we're supposed to have community policing where police will work with people. We have an estate, we have people living in the streets, we have people in different communities, and they have interface with the police. Unfortunately, that's not working. And again, we have police institution that is not friendly. Why are they not friendly? Police, still lives in Nigeria. Our economy, everything, the same market that our wives, the same school that our children goes to, that's where they go to. So the economic bite is still biting them. So the question here is that at what level are we helping the police to live above all those stuff? So that I
think the Inspector General of Police cried out recently about funding. It's not about, it appears the police is underfunded.
It's not that it appears. They have been underfunded. If you look at this present IGP, the former IGP, take it from that thing. The thing here is that most of our leaders, for the past 18 years, going to 19 years of democracy, all of them, they were not a leader. They saw the situations, and they are in the post of authority right now. What have they done? They've not done anything. You see, the point I see here in Nigeria is the fact that we're not taking security seriously. And I tell you, let's take it to another client, for example. People are proud to say, I'm a UK police, I'm an American police. I've done a study on New York police. And I keep saying that everywhere I go to. Go there. You see, Nigerian police need to be helped. And when I say they need to be helped, not just only by carrying gun. It is in Nigeria. I'm telling you, it is only in Nigeria because of crime situation that you see policemen on the street carrying AK-47. Go to, for example, again, I give you an example of a developed country in New York. You don't see them. You see them at Times Square, where the tourist comes and have a view of America. You see them taking pictures and other stuff. Today, we have women that sells corn by the roadside. We have people's shops here and there. How many of them can actually see things and say something to the police? There's so much fear. So I think, again, as much as police is not well funded, there's this training that police need to go through for them to realize that they cannot fight crime alone. Because there's no any part of the world where security agents alone fight criminals alone. Because they need information. They are not witches and wizards. They need people to talk to them. So for me, the first thing I'm advocating is the fact that police need to clear their home. They need to understand that how can we be friendly with the police? Police is telling you, doing a promo, that there's no bribe, there's no corruption in my country, this and that. But it's still going on. Say go to a police station today, they still collect money for bail. But in paper, you don't collect money for bail. You see, what we're saying here is that when policemen on the street start being friendly with people, I'm telling you, someone can say, okay, something is going on here. And today, police have email. They have, for example, in Lagos, we have 777-112. How many people are using this thing? They have, for example, in Lagos, we have 777-112. How many people are using these things? Police even have complaint response right now that is very quick. But people still don't believe that. So I have posted on my wall that how can we make police our friend in Nigeria?
Okay, but before we drift away from the subject of discussion today, the trial of billionaire kidnapper Evans. You know, you also said this earlier, when he was arrested in June, he was kept here in Lagos, and then later we heard he was moved to Abuja. He was moved in the night to Abuja, and people started speculating that he could have been released. Maybe some shady deals might have, or monies might exchange hands. You know, there's no trust. People don't trust the police to even say, yes, they have arrested this kidnapper, and we believe that they will diligently gather their evidence and prosecute this kidnapper in the court of law. There's this distrust between the police and, of course, the people they are expected to protect, because this was very clear in the case of Evans. What does this say about, how does this even hinder the work of the police, effective policing?
That's exactly what I was saying. You know, people don't trust police at all. People don't trust police. For example, personally, I run a security company today. When I was 16, 17, when I just passed my school start, my father could not send me to school because he felt that he cannot afford to send me to university. The next thing my father suggested was, can you go to police college? And I said no, at 17. Back then in Ondo, where I finished my school. You see, the truth of the matter from what you just said, go to anywhere today, point it out. So many families have been separated from their children because they are police. The point here is that we have distrust issue with the police and the people they are protecting. It's not supposed to be like that. And there's no way it can work. That was what I was saying. So I was not actually drifting out. You see, what I'm saying, and I maintain it, is that police is an institution. And it's better it remain an institution. For example, let me tell you what happened today right now. It's in the news. We heard that the Commissioner of Lagos State, an awesome gentleman, a fine officer, Fatai Osheni, awesome officer that you can call in the midnight and pick his call. We heard that he has been transferred, that another new Commissioner of Police. Here, we heard another information again that it's not true. You see, even that kind of information alone to the public, how do you expect that? Coming back to Evans, when Evans was shipped from Lagos to Abuja, to me, it was because people were actually enjoying the airspace, enjoying the media trial that was going on. So the moment they didn't hear anything again, to them, Nigerian system, Nigerian factor has come in. So what I'm saying is that if from initially, Evans has been protected from the media, maybe after the first time he was arrested, boom, and that was it. You understand? And nobody knows anything about Evans again. And that's why, for example, I was on air some time ago. I was talking about jungle justice. I'm bringing this in because I want you to understand. And somebody told me, say, Richard, why are you saying there should not be jungle justice? What happened to Oji? You remember one Oji that was, And that's it. So people still don't know what happened to Oji. Because Oji too was celebrated that time, and he was convicted, got to Supreme Court, and he was given a murder charge or something like that. So he was asking me, after many years, I said, wow. After the program, I said, we have issues here. So meaning that if police or whatever, any security agency have celebrated any event, and it got to Supreme Court, and they got conviction, they need to come back to the media again and talk, let the people know that this so person has been convicted. So the question again is that the PPR, either of police in Abuja and the Lagos Ogun, whatever the state PPR, they have a whole lot of job to do. I told you, when I was growing up, Police used to have this police festival where police play football. Then police used to represent Nigeria in so many things, and they invite people to come and watch in police colleges. Today, what's happening to those things? All those kind of things will bring people's confidence back to police. And again, like I said, the rank and files on the street of every state in Nigeria, they are not helping matters.
Okay, Richard, 10 of Nigeria's 36 states carry the death penalty for kidnapping.
Yes.
Of course, we know in Lagos is life imprisonment only if the
kidnapper kills.
The kidnapper kills his victim, or the victim dies in the kidnapper's the kidnapper's custody. Now, looking at some of these states, we've not really seen any serious maybe prosecution of a kidnapper. We've not seen any major arrest and prosecution of a kidnapper in some of these states, apart from that of Evans, as we have it now in Lagos. But these laws, did it in any way, looking at some of them, I know Edo State and a few of some of those states were one of the earlier states to pass this into law. Did it in any way, before we go on a break, did it in any way deter kidnapping in these states? Or did the kidnappers just move to other states where there are maybe where there are no laws against this?
I follow Monday Obani a lot on his program, and there are thank God a lawyer is coming in right now. There are so many laws in Nigeria. So many laws in Nigeria. The question is our implementations. I told you something. I remember as a young boy, Oyenusi, Anini, they were all killed. They were all, the law caught up with them. But has it deterred robbery? No. The question here is that it has not deterred robbery. Even some governors are even afraid to sign, to even sign the dead stuff in their states. So what's the essence? So the question here is that these guys know that this law are there, but the effectiveness of persecution or enforcement is the problem we have in Nigeria.
All right, then hold your thought. We'll take a quick break at this point. After the break, we'll have Barrister Olayinka Oladaniels joining in to weigh in on this subject, the trial of the billionaire kidnapper Evans. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching This Morning, and we're discussing the trial of the billionaire kidnapper Evans. And I've also been discussing with Richard Amua, and I also have joining in Barrister Olayinka Oladaniels. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we watched a report earlier of the trial of Evans in court at the division of the Federal High Court, of the Lagos High Court yesterday. You know, and something interesting came up. Evans' lawyer, or Evans' lawyer claims that Evans was forced to plead guilty. I believe you're aware of this. No. Now, what does this mean to the credibility of this trial, of this case? Does this in any way affect the case?
The law is there for us to, rather than just going around to pick fault or no fault. The law is clear. In Goke, Olaolu and Federal Republic of Nigeria was a Supreme Court case. Yeah. And it was decided if it is a speedy trial, Section 36, subsection 6 of the 99 Constitution as amended, from subsection A, that is subsection 6, A to E, provided for the element to be followed when it comes to a speedy criminal trial.
So would we say this trial is a speedy one?
Yes, because don't forget that the court is in, we're still on break, recession, and we're just coming in, and don't forget we have vacational judges and all that. So this trial, more like, they're still looking at it to make it try. And particularly, why do you want to waste time on such cases? Now, if you have to go by that, then Section 36 subsection 6 A to E must be put into consideration. The element, are they there? Were the element followed? Because part of the element, he was supposed to have a lawyer, you know, of his own. Then, also, they should have been served and given ample time to work on their own reply. Now, if, as claimed by the lawyer, that he said they didn't even know it was on social media.
He said he had it on social media, and he said they were denied access to Evans, and Evans' family Evans also didn't have access to his family. They also became aware of this hearing on Wednesday. That is about 24 hours to the trial on Thursday.
Then that will be definitely contradictory to the section of the Constitution, that's Section 36, subsection 6, A to E of the 99 Constitution as amended. And if that is the case, then we need to check it. And so that we don't put our law into a laughable situation where people look at us and they look at the judiciary, they look at us and say, these people are not serious. They don't even know what they are doing. They have a constitution and they can't even, yes, there's a criminal, he's a suspect. And don't forget, this part of the world, what we practice, because the law, even our own constitution made it clear that someone is presumed innocent. A suspect is presumed innocent until is found guilty. But this part of the world is the other way around. It's found guilty or is proven innocent. Yeah, that is what we practice here. Yes, if you say there's a suspect, now he's in court. He has pleaded guilty. Well, the other one he was coerced to plead guilty, he was forced to plead guilty, all that will be taken care of. We have the next adjourned date. They can look into that. If truly that happened, then the court knows what to do. The law is clear on what to do and the elements to follow. So in this case, if truly those elements were not followed, then the Constitution is breached. Therefore, any further trial of that particular case will not work, is invalid. So the lawyer has every right to proceed and go on appeal.
Okay. Evans was arrested in June and was kept in custody, police custody, until now, August 30th, before his arraignment. And of course, he was even charged by the Lagos state government. Yes. What took the police, I don't know, people are wondering, what took the police so long? They are even in court telling us this is just a tip of the iceberg, investigation is almost complete. They are still investigating for that long. But we are hearing now that they had a court order to hold him. We didn't know that before. But people would have expected that the legal department of the police should have concluded investigations before now and charged him to court instead of holding him for that period of time. It took the Lagos state government to take him to court. If not for the Lagos state government, probably that case wouldn't have come up yet.
Don't forget that there are two cases on ground. Now, Lagos State is here on the kidnapping
course, and based on their laws.
Now, don't forget that also there is another fundamental human rights cases that Evans filed against the police. That is in the Federal High Court. That is the Lagos Division, the Federal High Court. Now, in fact, I think the matter has been adjourned to September 9 or something thereabout. Now, for that, while this one is going on. So now, that one is going on there. Because the police has told us, like you said, we're not aware until now that a court order was sought and was received, and that was the reason why it's being held back. Because that is the only reason, the only way you can hold anybody back, because the Constitution is clear and the law is clear on the time someone can spend in detention during your investigation. But if you are not convinced and you are sure that you have not completed your investigation, you can go to court and seek the leave of court to get an order for further time, as extension of time, to detain him. You can do that. So if they told us that they have done that, I don't think they are in any way abridged any law. That is if.
There's something you said about that is if.
There's
something you said about about the investigation and other stuff. See, for me, one thing I have against our policing system or security system in Nigeria is the fact that normally in some other crime or what I read in security, when you hold a suspect, you finish your investigation first. You understand? Finish your investigation, make sure that you need him, hold him very well, then you could not announce to the world. But here, we hold, then we announce to the world before start investigation.
At the end of the when they get to court, they bung.
You see, that's the problem why I keep saying that. For example, you have a criminal with you, you announce him. I can't operate alone. There's no way Evans, like I told you, if you look at how many warehouse Evans was using, the people who are cooking, the transporters, the security people for him, the people that goes out to survey. So it's a whole lot of team together. So if Evans and 5 people was arrested and he went viral, what happened to the other guys? They both away. But the situation where Evans was arrested and keep investigating, getting people here and there, all these accomplices and all that stuff. Don't forget that Evans has crime too in South Africa, in Ghana. And so police will keep traveling, keep making sure that, and again, after Lagos State, is he going to go to Abia State? Is he going to go to Edo State? Because those are some, I don't know, I'm looking at from a layman's security angle right now, because he committed crime in those areas too.
And so we have Ishak from Jos Plateau State. Good morning, Ishak.
Good morning, and good morning to your guest.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm Ishak Awaiman from Jos.
Welcome.
I think I am worried. First, why do police have to wait for almost 3 months before they could charge this guy to court? I think the time that has been wasted is giving his lawyer a room in order to manipulate this process. I think, to my own view, lawyers are part of the problem in the prosecution, the criminal justice system in Nigeria.
We have a lawyer here.
I'm sorry, I know there's a lawyer because I listened to the defense lawyer of Evans. He was trying to, he has not listened to his client's view or opinion. He has concluded that this guy was coerced or he must have asked to plead guilty on insurance. I think this is not fair. I think it's high time we begin to prosecute lawyers, defense lawyers of criminals as an accomplice. But it's never late than never. I think it's still a welcome development that this guy has been charged to court. And my happiness on this is that he's being charged to court with Lagos State kidnap law, which is a death sentence for someone who...
I think it's life imprisonment.
Or life imprisonment for somebody who his victim did not die. I think if this guy is prosecuted and sentenced, it will serve as different to other people who engage in this manner. But again, this 3 months, his accomplice, I believe some of his accomplices must have escaped. So I want to appeal to Nigerian police to be more proactive, to conclude investigation before arrest, so that by the time any arrest is made, you quickly charge the suspect to court. So that within a short period of time, the suspect must have been, if it is innocent, if the judge will conclude that it's innocent. If it is guilty, then they charge him, they jail him, or better still, sentence him to death. And again, I want to appeal to our governors. There should be a man enough to quickly sign a death sentence for all these criminals that have been sentenced to death. So if they are to face their death sentence, they should execute it. If it is life imprisonment, they should leave them. So I believe all these people that are in a death sentence.
All right, thank you very much, Ishak. You could go on and on.
Yeah, let me quickly correct an impression. Okay. You see, when you say the lawyers that goes to court for all these criminals also should be prosecuted, let me correct that impression. Until our law is changed totally in its entirety. We have a constitution that is... I don't want to use it, but let me just use the simple word, faulty.
Sure.
Very, very faulty. This is not our constitution. This is decree from the military.
But it says we the people.
No, it's not we the people, it's the they the people. They are all military. Well, don't let us divert. Now, the question is, if like I said, I quoted section 36 of section 6 of the 99 Constitution as amended. And don't also forget the entire chapter 4 of fundamental human rights. Everybody, every citizen has a right to have a lawyer defend him or her, whether it's a criminal, whether it's civil, whoever. So at that point, if that is what we still have in our law, and if I am a lawyer to a client and procedures are not being followed, the law are not being followed, I will query
Okay, then let's give some other viewers the right to weigh in on this topic. Hello, Kingsley from Abule Egba here in Lagos. Good morning. Oh, we lost that call. Okay, let me let you continue. You know, he also said before you came, he talked about governors not having that lever, not having that guts to sign the death sentence. After the courts might have sentenced them to death, don't you think these governors are also going against the law?
See, the law is clear. Yes. They bring a file before you. You need to look at the file, to review the file. Then the one that need you to sign, then you sign. Then the work is done. They go ahead to execute. So now, talking about guts, I am not the governor at the moment.
It's the law. It's the law. It's the law, and that is why he's there.
Yeah, I'm not holding brief for some people.
I'm not holding brief
for some people because sometimes some people are sentenced to death of what they know nothing about, and immediately, let's say, as it comes, and the governor, as every fact comes, the governor just signed everything, and it goes, and everybody dies. Even the innocent one dies.
Ola from Badagry. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining in.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, good morning, Ola. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Please, my contribution, I'm trying to reverse to the statement made by Mr. Richard.
All right.
Hello?
He's listening.
Yeah, in respect of police, whatever. Do you know if Mr. Richard said earlier on that police in Nigeria, they are afraid during 90s or whatever, or presently if they are no more afraid, whatever. The engine room number that was given a certain time on what's it called, PPRO, there was a day I called to lay the complaint in respect of a police officer. You know, police officer picked that call and started insulting me as well. So is there any way we are going to release any information from the public to police anymore?
You see that?
All right. Still talking about trust.
Sorry, what did he say? Did he say I was
No, he's alluding to the statement you made about that distrust between the police and the people. He said there was a time when he
made a call to the police
to report a certain police officer, and then the police officers on the other end of the phone hauled insults at him.
But truly, let's take it from what you just said. Why we're still looking at this court thing. The point here is that for us to have a good policing system in Nigeria, I've said with a number, and anywhere, any forum, I found myself, the police institution need to look inward. First of all, I told myself that let's have the average income. I mean, average police officer to be, a graduate or an OND minimum. You must go through the wall of classroom. I'm telling you the truth, because what we have there is a lot of primary 6 people who has gone over, and I run a security company, and for over 10, 15 years, I go to a police station and I saw a case I brought in. I want to say something. Do you know, someone just go and sit down, my friend.
Let's even look at the way they look at in this Evans case. Now we saw pictures of police officers taking selfies with Evans, and it was people actually called them out for that kind of behavior. Even when Vampire was killed, we saw the Inspector General response team, they all posed for a photograph. People are beginning to say this is not how to conduct yourselves professionally in that business of securing lives and property.
If I may just contribute in that aspect, I am of the opinion that the security.
I would let you continue in that line. Tony from Boko in Benue State.
Okay. Welcome to the program.
You are welcome to the program.
This is the reason why you see extrajudicial killing. Because people are no longer having confidence in the police, even in the judiciary. So this is the reason why you can see. Because this is sending a lot of message to the society. Imagine the people who this man and his gang have harmed. He has displaced many. He has rendered people homeless. He made most of people fatherless. And the justice is delayed. And you know that justice is justice denied. So this is why you can see extrajudicial killing all over. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me let you continue.
Yeah, like I was talking about the police. We need a total reform of the police in its entirety. Personally, when I engage, I don't engage most of those policemen on the road. When they stop me, I stop. If I have to, okay, you ask, I present. I don't engage them. If I have to engage anyone, I'll probably engage their superior, maybe from their DP or whatever. Reason being that most of those people, like you said, how did they get in to the force? The recruitment, when they were recruiting them, what did they have? Some of them, even primary school.
Primary school.
It's sad. In fact, there's a particular bunch of them.
And this particular people, this class of people we're talking about, they are the majority that form the bulk of officers.
I was saying. Yeah, that's the reason why I said we need a total reform. For instance, look at Evans' case. You were investigating somebody, you know, a suspect. And the next thing, somehow you got him. And the next thing, you started celebrating it. Meaning, without conviction. Nothing, no conviction, nothing, no, you have not said anything, he has not been found guilty, you started calling him names and nothing, then you celebrated him, the whole world, oh yes, Evans has been, oh yes, then they started telling us how they even caught him, how they went to do some work, and how they became the sweeper or something, and I mean, and I ask, God,
we don't need that.
Why will you do that? Then you have given someone else your own way of operations.
All right, hold on. Femi from Lagos, welcome to the program.
Okay.
Welcome to the program, Femi. What's your
okay, what I want to say is that we are just like a country that we know what to do, but we just not to do it. It's just like somebody who says plane used to crash, it will not fly. And vehicle used to have accident. You want to go from Lagos to Maiduguri, he will say you will not enter vehicle. We have to split our policing. We should have local government policing, state police, and the federal police. That is the way we can just. Then the federal police, we have certain things which we have to do, and we have a very good policing. I can give you an example. When I used to travel a lot from Lagos to the north. Between Bodesadu and Oloru, armed robbers used to hold that place for hours. When the local government employed local hunters with just being gone, for 7 to 8 years I was passing on that road, there wasn't anything like armed robbery any longer. So we should split down. We should not just say because governors may misuse the police or the local government may misuse the police, then we are not going to devaluate that thing. That is the major problem we are having at the moment for our policing. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ola Daniels, let me quickly ask you this. Evans was just like the man next door.
Yes.
You know, he lived among people in the neighborhood. Of course, he even engaged in normal activities like every other person. No one suspected him. Was it that he was a smooth operator, or people just didn't care about what he does, what's his source of livelihood, and then everyone just moved on with their life? What does this say about us?
Quick one. When he was arrested, I'm sure we had people saying, leave him. This same.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we saw people whip up sentiments.
Whip up sentiments as in from the neighborhood and all that. You see, the same thing that we are talking about Evans applies to majority of the thieves, the robbers, the so-called wonderful people around town. They are everywhere. Rather than us telling the appropriate authorities some things going on around us, we rather hail them and collect the peanut they're going to give us.
Thank you.
All right.
And we say, oh, they are fighting for the masses.
I'll let you talk about that issue too. We have a caller from Accra, Ghana. Akwaba, welcome.
Yeah, Akwaba. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning again over there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my contribution. You see, Nigeria system is providing the system of kidnapping and stealing. I want to ask a question. The case of kidnapping and the case of headmen that is killing people, which one is supposed to be higher? Why are we didn't value human life, but we value money? And you know that even our politicians, they even corrupt more than invest. Even the senators that are taking 20 million every month, and the teachers, they are crying, screaming for 2 months, for 2 years, you are owing them. The roads are dilapidated. People are dying in that road. And the youth people are saying a bad road. And the youth people are saying a bad that is doing a good business that the government pushed him to. And we are there saying, you thank God that you have a job. What of all that completed school for 5 good years and there's no job?
All right. Thank you very much. This does not in any way justify kidnapping. There's a law against kidnapping. Kidnapping is a crime, and anyone caught in the act will definitely be prosecuted. Now, let me let you respond.
You see, I wanted to say something the barrister said. Look at, for example, the Ozubulu killing. The guys were known in the community. The guy even, and according to them, he tied roads and everything. You see, the question here is that in our community in Nigeria, everywhere, whether you're from north, south, west, and east, we celebrate money a lot. And it's not right. But we grew up to see it that if you don't have money, that's it. Just like a guy who came, who did very well in mathematics and was given 10,000 naira an award. And somebody who goes to one house and they kept there for 90 days and he wins $100,000 of dollars.
Sorry, please hold your thoughts. We have Prince Okorafor calling from Arochukwu in Abia State. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
I don't know why Nigerians are good in celebrating criminality. Why advertising events criminality? Even the court law adjournment is not healthy. To me, because these are something that they have paid for over 3 months or something. Current events, billionaire thing. That promotion is too high. Because when you say somebody is a millionaire, this is somebody who has acquired his or her wealth through a good, judicious means of livelihood. Tell me the billionaire high profile. It's not healthy. Let us withdraw that statement of billionaire thinking. Because when you said billionaire, that means it means he used in acquiring his money. It's not healthy because we call that one blood money. Now, like what the lawyer was saying, the lawyer narrated so many things which I know that if a bank lawyer says he doesn't enjoy this, he was told that very morning to them. That one is by the way. At least they have another case for them. Let him go home, sit down, prepare himself, and come back on that adjournment date. So that they, all of them go to judge and the 2 parties as it well. This will give us. I want the court. Let it be a speedy after, not a question of illegality system of judicial system. That's the must have a blessed in Lagos.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So what I was saying is that we need to go back to the family value again. We can have millions police here and there if we don't have value, because the value have eroded. We in our own generation. I'm in my early 50s right now. My own generation. Your old new school and old school now. The way our parents brought us up, is it the same way we are bringing our own kids up right now? Today we have so many Father Christmas. Those Father Christmas in the sense that all they do is to buy gifts to their children. more career women here and there. Do we have time to raise this kid? Look at the youth today. Go and see. For me, and the barrister, I'm very sure we follow a process, because life is a process. Yes. Before I drove my B2, first B2, that was, I was you understand? But today, a 23-year-old boy want to drive that SUV.
Okay. Okay, then we have a last caller, and then we'll talk about, okay, let's hear this caller first. Good morning, a caller from Benue State. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome
hello?
Hello, welcome to the program.
Yeah, my name is Obasi from Benue State. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead, Mr. Abati from Otukpo. Okay, then we lost that call. Abati would have to call back. Now, I want you both to say something about this mentality out there. People say, okay, our politicians are corrupt. We have corruption going on in government. So why are we prosecuting Evans? Evans should be let off the hook. This kind of sentiments, it's not getting us anywhere, is it?
It's sad when I hear that, and I try to lecture and to educate people when I find myself in a community where people say that. And, like some people will say, is witch hunt on some people that, and the question I asked them, before you say witch hunt, did that person commit that offense? They say yes. So why are you calling it witch hunt? you agree that, the person actually committed an offense, and you're still saying is witch hunt. You see, that is secondary. Now saying, the politicians, the whatever, so they should leave Evans. Why will you say that? That can only be said in a primitive society, very uncivilized society. Because if it's a civilized society, such thought, such statement will not come from you. But you will see, the so-called politicians, they talk about that they are corrupt. Who put them there? We. By what? By action or by omission. Some of us sit back, we don't even go out to vote. Then they capitalize on the sold out, they can the hoodlums, they can give some changes and they vote. That's it. Then they rig your election because the numbers, you are supposed to contribute to it. You stay back in your house, then you come to say they are corrupt. So we are our own problem.
That's right. That's right. Taking it from where you stop, again, as much as we blame the leaders, we have to blame the followers too. I said it time without number, seriously, and that's just it. For me, all my life, I've never worked for a government or worked for a person. When after my school, I started my own business, and I'm where I am today. I pay my tax, I do everything. I see all those people. That have not encouraged me to go and steal or go and. A whole lot of people have traveled. For example, out of Nigeria, they get in there, 6 months' time, they get a mortgage. What stopped the Nigerian system from giving people that opportunity? Because a civil servant that is earning 70,000 naira per month, and he's sending his children to a school of 1 million naira, and living in a house of millions of naira. How is he funding that?
Okay, we have actually run out of time on the program. I must thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. Well, that's how it has been on the program. Evans has had his day in court yesterday, and the trial is still ongoing. He's arraigned alongside Uche Amadi, Ogechi Uchechukwu, Okechukwu Nwachukwu, Chilaka Ifeanyi, and Victor Aduba for conspiracy to commit kidnapping and kidnapping. That's the program today. My name is Femi Akonde. Join us again tomorrow for another interesting edition of This Morning.